While based on real circumstances and places, this game is a work of fiction. Any characters that reflect reality are results of coincidence. Ferga. Pancakes. On Tuesday mornings, my mother would make pancakes. They were never that good. Always burnt at the bottom. Ma was in a rush, so I could never blame her. I remember it clearly. Making them took up so much of her morning that by the time me and my brothers had woken up, she'd be rushing out the door. She'd quickly wrangle my shoulder-length hair into a ponytail and kiss our foreheads as a half-hearted goodbye. But Ma would put effort into pancakes. I knew that much. She wanted us to eat well. I know that much. Ferga! I'm tired. 10 more minutes. Get up! Even the pancakes can wait. Fergal! Ah! Pancakes? The hell are you talking about? Oi, hurry up. We're gonna be late for work. And don't go 10 minutes. I've already given you 20. Fergal? This guy. Fergal! Ah! Stop doing that! Then wake up. Don't pinch me so hard. Fine, I'm awake, okay? Jeez. Change, would you? We have to leave. Now. Onia Adominite is probably waiting for us too. Have some respect. Yeah, whatever. I'll show you respect. An open bottle of alcohol. A bottle of alcohol. That's more than a bottle. A pile of clothes. They need to be washed. Your bed. There's only one bedroom in this apartment. Since your work is more strenuous, Eoin lets you sleep here. It smells. What about this? Some dirty clothes. I thought it was a pillow. A chest filled with all sorts of random items. Well, I have a fee. Can I save? Oh, I can. Nice. Alright. Hey. No, I'm not ready yet. Hurry up, would you? Do I need to change or anything? A pile of dirty clothes. Jesus Christ. A small desk, the Domini, your neighbors, found in the dump nearby. The top is an envelope from Eoin's parents. It seems that Eoin is in the process of writing back. To the side is an empty vase and a photograph. It is the only thing you brought from home. From left to right, it shows your younger brothers, your mother, and then yourself. It shows signs of having been crumpled up. It's cloudy today. A few unopened bottles of alcohol. A pile of dirty clothes. The couch. Eoin sleeps here. Smells less than the bed. Alright, wait, what's over here? Ooh, dining room? The kitchen table. A chest filled with canned and dry goods. There are a couple of unopened alcohol bottles as well. A cabinet. Seasonings, breads, and cooking utensils are stored here. Well, it's rare for you to buy meat. You keep what you have in the bottom shelf. Chest filled with cleaning supplies and alcohol. A small stove. Alright, I think I'm ready. Yeah, let's go. As ever. Let's go then. Where are we going? Eoin. Good morning. I was wondering if you two would be working today. You're going to have to hurry if that's the case. The others just left. Ponas Adominas. Good morning to you as well. Yeah, Fergal had a rough start this morning. But it can't be helped. We'll be off now, so don't worry about us too much. If we leave right now, we should be able to get to our buildings with enough time to spare. Is the walk to the packing building that brief, though? Whenever I go along with the other men, it feels like quite the trek. Not to mention the trains, you know. The young boy was crushed the other day. Stories like that seem to be becoming the norm. Like I said, Ponas Dominus, you don't need to worry. Today's any other work day. We just happen to be a bit late. Besides, neither of us taking the route along the tracks. The train only goes by the stockyard, not the butchering and packing buildings. Well, if you say so. Dahlia is busy today, so she sent me to give you lunch. Ham today. The butcher had some good cuts this week. Hey, these look different than usual. He says it's ham. Really? Achu Jums? Oh, Your accent is getting better. I don't even know what I just said! You said your pronunciation is improving. That's so. Well, adieu, Jooms. Bye. Rasum. Don't let me hold you any longer. You have work to get to. Thank you again. Give Ponya Adominite my best wishes. Right. Well, now. I'm not sure which way it is to progress. I guess that way is to progress. The Adominite apartment. Their family that offered you to come with them to Chicago for work. At the time, you believed it to be a prospect with zero cons. Nowadays, well, no point in dwelling over past mistakes. Right. Where to now? The store leads to a few other apartments. They house Lithuanians around your age. Huh. What's this? Oh, that's to progress further, I guess. It leads to other apartments. What about this? An apartment. What? The layout of this place is weird. Like, really strange. It's hard for me to, like, get a grasp on, like, what the area is like. The odds of Chicago, 1883. A district of Chicago entirely dedicated to meat packing. I'm from New York, so maybe I don't have the right to say anything, but it's filthy here. Dead cats and dogs litter the streets. Some get eaten by other animals, bugs, vultures, and such, while the rest get thrown into trucks that are supposed to discard trash. In reality, the carcasses end up rotting in them for days on end, so picking them up is just as useless. I'm sure they're not the only things creating the terrible smell of these neighborhoods, but they certainly contribute to it. There's also the mice problem. Well, I'm not sure I can call it a problem if it's so normalized. I remember when we first moved, Fergal was scared of rats. He says he's gone over it, but I doubt that's the case. I don't even know where to start with all the trash. I'd assume that, with time, I get used to the foul odors that permeate through this bubble. Wonder what it'd be like to smell fresh air again. Hey. Huh? Is my Lithuanian actually getting better? I'm not gonna lie, it's far from perfect. It's also far from what it was when we first came here. Your improvement is pretty impressive. Ha! A compliment from sober Eoin. How rare. Just take it, would ya? I gotta be honest, even if you only know the basic phrases, you could probably pass as a child of Lithuanians. That's probably a stretch. Have a bit more confidence in yourself. Even Angelica can understand your broken sentences. I can't tell if her knowing more English than I do Lithuanian is impressive or embarrassing. At least some things change. Ha! We made it! Just as you said, with time to spare. Maybe I'll start sleeping in more. Don't even think about it. You had to skip breakfast. Oatmeal gets old fast when you've been eating it for over a year straight, Eoin. Skipping the same tasteless mush is like a blessing. Fine, whatever. See you tonight. See ya. God, for someone who hates working, Eoin sure does value routine. I wonder what he's like once he's inside. See, Eoin and I work in different parts of the packing buildings. There's the famed stockyard itself, where all the cows and hogs and sheep are rounded up in tiny pens. Then there's the butcher and packing buildings. I assume that because I'm bad with the tedious stuff, I work with directly killing cattle. Just swinging a sledgehammer straight to the center of a cow's skull. Nothing too complicated. Eoin handles the more hands-on task towards the end of the line. I'm not sure of the specifics, but I'm pretty sure he cuts the bigger chunks of chuck meat into smaller ones. It's a lot bloodier than what I do, I'd say that much. If I had to touch that much raw meat, I'd go insane. All that blood and gunk. Well, if Eoin can come home every day looking the same as the last, I shouldn't be too concerned. I guess that's our routine. Eoin wakes me up. We eat oatmeal. Then we walk to work. And of course, the best part of the day, coming home. Eoin gets up before me, so he should be back by now. It gives me time to explore. An apartment. Yeah, I don't have anything else to explore then, I guess. Let's head on back. Alright. Yo, Yoin! Yeah! I'm gonna take that as an indicator of a good day. If you like hearing screams as someone gets found on the tracks again, then yeah, I had an amazing day. Another train incident, huh? A worker this time? No, a mother. Her son ran onto the tracks and she started chasing after him when... At least lunch tasted different. You're uncharacteristically optimistic. Ham compass type. Did you pick that up from this morning? I'm shocked. You usually need me to translate whatever Pona says for you. Eoin. You might think you know everything about me, but I'll have you know that I'm a very perceptive person. You? Perceptive? As if. You're denser than the meat we work with. You're not funny. Now I know you're making stuff up. Cut the crap. But yeah, lunch was good for once. Surprisingly. Never in my life did I think I'd be so happy by 2 slices of ham. The bar is in hell. That it is. Where are you going? I'm still hungry. You're cooking dinner? Sure, why not? That's rare. Well, I'm not going to stop you. If you mess up, you're paying for the groceries next time. Fine. What to make? I'm pretty sure we have some sauerkraut left. Soup it is, then. Yep. So, over here, a cabinet, seasoning bread, cooking utensils. Got the salt and pepper. There's some of the rye bread that Eoin likes left here, too. You make a mental note to get it later. Chest filled with canned dry goods, a couple of unopened alcohol bottles. Got potatoes, sauerkraut, and carrots. Huh. Chest filled with cleaning supplies and alcohol. Some bottled water, too. Nice. Broth should be in here. You should look elsewhere for it. The broth. Small stuff. Once you get all the ingredients, you can make soup. The broth, with the words, the broth. I gotta go look for the broth. I don't know where it is. Is it somewhere here? A desk? No. Is it somewhere with the alcohol? Is it somewhere with all this dirty clothes? Smells less than bed. Let me know when you're done. Seems like he's busy writing back right now. Where do I get the broth? Where's the broth? Okay, it would be really funny if it's somehow in my bedroom. Nope, of course it's not. Dirty clothes, alcohol, my bed, pile of clothes. These needs to be washed. Upon sifting through the pile. Why is the broth in my laundry? What is the can doing here? Why? Okay, we're having like I don't even want to know what the broth is made of. All right. Yay, soup! Eoin, it's ready. I just used leftovers from last week. The bread might be a bit stale, but that's good. I'm excited. It smells great. Thank you for this meal. It's salty. I figured you'd say that. The bread tastes good with it, though. You're getting better at cooking. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to make pancakes someday. Fergal's gone to take a shower. It's pretty late. You can sleep whenever you'd like. Is there anything I want to do? No reason for you to go to the kitchen. Alcohols? Yeah, anything about a table? No. Do I go outside? Fergal's gone to take a shower. Many apartments in the back of the yards or the part of the city where workers live don't have washrooms. You and I are the only family in this building that have one, so you and Fergal use theirs. You're grateful Fergal knows enough Lithuanian to get by with asking to shower. There's no reason for you to go into Fergal's room. I guess I'm sleeping on the couch? I guess I sleep on the couch. It's warm here. The air is thick, suffocating you with every breath you take. It smells terrible. Intestines choke you. Fat fills your lungs. Meat embraces you whole. This place again. That's a lot of meat. What do I even do about this? Jesus. Okay. Anything to say about the meat? Meat from the chuck. Cut it? Yeah. I guess. You spent years doing the same thing over and over. Butcher knife in hand, you cut excess cartilage off of toughened beef. Over time, you've witnessed people commit heinous acts towards what others will see as food. You don't get paid enough to worry about how sanitary your work is, so why do you? Perhaps it's because every time you witness another man throw up, piss, or lose a finger to the bloody mass, you're reminded of yourself at the dining table of your youth. Chuck steak was your favorite, after all. You should buy more alcohol. All these bottles have been drained. Yikes. You don't want to go back to sleep right now. A pile of meat. You should move this before someone decides to mess with it. But my meat, though. My meat chunks, though. A pile of clothes caked in blood. Huh. He's sleeping. How can he do so in such peace? A half-finished alcohol bottle. Take a drink? Yeah. This has always helped, even if for a little bit. Fergal's sledgehammer. It's around 4 points heavy. Swinging it for hours straight must be really tiring. You wonder if someone has been hit on accident. Anything to say about the chest? A chest that reeks of manure. Yikes. What is even going on here? He's still sleeping. All parts of the cow are used. You're sure these will be useful in some way too? Huh. Well, I don't know what to say about all this. What's in the kitchen? A pot covered in dirt and dried blood. Upon lifting the cloudy lid, you are hit with the stench of vomit. Yikes. Innards leak from within. You cannot tell if they're from a cow or a human. So what have I been eating? A chest filled with empty bottles upon bottles of alcohol. A dinner table. There are 2 plates at respective seats. Both have stains of blood smeared across them. Otherwise, they've been wiped clean. There are no signs of the meal that once decorated them other than grease glistening under the dim light. Straight up yikes. Yeah, let's go to work. It's been many years since you first moved here. Since you left the nice life you had, surrounded by people you loved, to become a man. Is that what this is? Being a true American man? Is it standing in a pool of murky blood, limbs buried in guts and leftover fat? Is it the dizziness of spending hours on end in a room full of other miserable workers, air thick with bacteria and sweat? Is it abandoning comfort for the rawness of a real city? You made a mistake. You made such a huge, irreversible mistake in coming here. The moment you stepped into work for the first time, you threw up. Shouldn't that have been a sign? The measly dimes you receive aren't enough compensation for the turmoil you've been through. You dragged an innocent Fergal along with you. It was hopeless at the time, and the hope you gave him was beyond false. It stinks. It stinks of murder and shit. Cows and humans. You can't tell the difference anymore, nor do you care. That makes you no better than anyone else. It's all the same now. Everything bleeds red at the end of the line. If you put a human heart in front of them, would they even be able to tell the difference? Would you eat it all the same? It's warm here. The air is thick, suffocating you with every breath you take. It smells terrible, intestines choking you. Fat fills your lungs. Meat embraces you whole. Good morning? Fergal, are you watching me? Look, you were tossing and turning and all, and I got worried. But I was also just generally intrigued. It's kind of funny. You're terrible. I'm not. Yeah, screw that. Can't I worry for once? You look awfully rattled. It's fine. What time is it? Late enough that you have to skip breakfast. This guy. Alright, wait. There's no reason for you to go to the kitchen. Huh. A desk. I guess we're off to work again, ya yeet. I wonder when the mundanity of this routine will end. Another long day of work. Sleepy. Yeah, off to Eby's then. I mean, no reason to visit anything else, I guess. I'm Oh. Virgo! You're back late. Yeesh. Drinking this early? What are you talking about? Like I said, you're the one back late, Virgil. Stop saying my name. It's so rude. Come on, you look miserable. Have a bottle or something. Take the edge off. It's sad to drink alone. Give me that. Eoin's always had this problem, if I'm allowed to call it that. I always come back later than him, but on Friday nights he procures 1 or 2 bottles, offering me half or a quarter and downing the rest. Never ask him why, but he'll often start rambling about some... back in Lithuania, they used to have a huge drinking problem. You don't say. They're doing, the craziest part is... Bishop started a sobriety movement that worked? Yeah, how'd you know? Lucky guess. Or maybe it's because you've told me this 1 billion times. That's damn lucky if anything's ever been. Virgil, I don't say this much, but I'm glad you came here with me. Not sure if you regret it or anything. I know I sure as hell would if I were you. But having someone like you makes life a lot more bearable. And I'm just glad you're my friend, Virgil. Friend, huh? Do I regret coming here? Yeah, often. I regret it so much, but all Eoin did was offer me an escape. In the grand scheme of things, he was just as naive as me. Miss, excuse me. He was just being a polite boy. 8 years ago when he... Miss! Are you talking to me? Sir? Hold on, did you just mistake me for a girl? No, I didn't. Look, that isn't important right now. You don't seem like you're from around here. Are you lost? Either way, you shouldn't be out here so late. It's not safe. He could have just left me out there after realizing I wasn't the girl, and yet he... Sorry to have you take the floor. We don't have a guest room, so... I'm shocked my parents agreed. They rarely let me go out with the other boys here, unless they know him from church. So them allowing a stranger to stay is quite... Your name is Virgil, right? Where are you from? And if I may ask, why are you traveling so late? Virgil? Alright, must be tired. Sorry for bothering you, and sleep well. Good night. Just one night is shocking enough, for sure. It ended up being 3. It was quite selfish, overstaying my welcome, but what can I say? I grew to like Eoin's presence. I'm sure if I had it in my way, I would have stayed at his place forever. What? But your mom just makes you keep your hair long because she likes it? Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? That it is. It's a bit confusing too. That's what I keep telling her. She never listens though. Once I get to where I'm going, I'm gonna shave my head. That'll teach her. Speaking of which, where are you going exactly? The part of New York that you're from is a good ways away from here. You walked all the way here? Yeah, I walked. I figured it'd be the more manly thing to do. That's a bit stupid. Shut up! Let me tell you what my plan is. See, I have 2 younger twin brothers, and after they were born, my dad left to some other part of the city for work. It's not like he's completely out of my life. He sends back money and letters and stuff. He's just not home. I don't remember him much either. I'm getting sick of my mom. She's a tailor, and her job is quite time-consuming, so she's always irritable with me. My brothers get special treatment all the time. Just because my personality doesn't align with what she sees as the perfect eldest child doesn't mean she has to limit me so much. So I just decided one day to teach her a lesson. I'm gonna go find my dad and live from him from now on. Plain and simple. Seriously? That's your justification for running away unannounced? Yeah, isn't it valid? Virgil, instead of continuing this journey, I think you should go home tomorrow. Oh, what are you? Mom just seems to be a busy woman. Would you say she's abusive? Of course not. Then go home. She's probably worried sick. Write me back when you do, okay? We're friends now. I want to keep in touch. Alright, I will. Words cannot describe how grateful I am to for unknowing Eoin for sending me back. Because, well, my first letter must have come as a shock. Dear Eoin, I hope you are faring well. I've arrived home safe, but I arrived bearing terrible news. Ma has passed away in the time I was gone, supposedly due to a disease they could not pinpoint. Dear Fergal, this deeply saddens me to hear. My deepest condolences. I'm sorry all I can do is write. I wish I could be there with you. Yeah, I wish he was here with me too. I tried to keep my first few letters brighter, but I'm sure my grief became more prominent. Dear Fergal, how are you? School has been quite rough, but I've been performing well in my new classes. Dear Eoin, I've seen better days, but similarly, school has been alright. My grades were never great, but I suppose what they are now isn't too shocking. Dear Fergal, it's summer. My family will be traveling soon, so my letters may be sparse. Dear Eoin, sorry for not writing in so long. Have you returned? Dear Fergal, yeah, we have. I was worried you wouldn't write back. I've attached some photos from our vacation. Eoin, sorry for not writing again. It looks lovely. Dear Fergal. Eoin. Dear Fergal. Fergal. Dear Fergal, I hope this address is still applicable. Are you looking for work? I have an offer that just might serve us well. Write me back if you are interested. Your friend, Eoin. Dear Eoin, yes, this address is still my own. Please let me know the details. I'm interested. Many thanks. Fergal. I'm not sure why Eoin ever offered I come with him. We live miles away from each other. He could have easily asked the people near him. And yet, he asked me. Was it out of pity? Had he picked up on how much of the guilt of not being with Ma in her final moments had hit me? Well, even if that's why, I'm glad he did. Even if all the death in this place scares me, at least I have Eoin. A few days later. All work done. This gets awfully redundant fast, doesn't it? I have a bad feeling about this. Eoin! Ah! Fergal! Eoin! Rare to see you in here. Are you taking the bed for once? Yeah, if you don't mind. Huh? Why are you acting so polite? Of course I don't. Thanks. You alright? You haven't been looking too great since that nightmare. I'm alright. It's just... Don't look at me like that. It's just a small cold. I'll be over it if I sleep. Well, if you say so. I trust you. I'll take the couch. Sleep as long as you want. Thanks again, Fergal. Well. The desk. What's up with this letter? Also, is there anything I need to do? You're not tired right now. I guess I'm making some bread. Wait, am I making bread? Small stove. What am I doing? I'm not sure. If I'm not sleeping, what am I doing? All the dirty clothes. Am I going out? No reason to leave. What am I doing? A drink or two never hurt. A few weeks passed, and Eoin's health deteriorated greatly. Truth be told, I'm not sure being given the news or witnessing happen before your very eyes is worse, but I felt helpless, useless. Yet the world moved on, or rather, it never stopped in the first place. Cleavers and sledgehammers still swung, knives still sunk into flesh. The hazy smell didn't even let up. The sickeningly cyclical lifestyle of the stockyards stops for no one. Someone disappearing is just another slot to fill. Without Eoin, it became harder to live in this building, too. My broken sentences only get me sympathetic smiles from the Adomini. I'm sorry, Eoin. I'm sorry that you felt the need to bring me somewhere far away from my sadness. Was I the only reason this whole endeavor seemed meaningful? I'm sorry. Maybe if I had never written back, you would have found purpose amongst the parents who loved you so. For in a loveless, blood-soaked, death-addled world, such as the back of the yards. I doubt there's any purpose for either of us being here. I'm sure I'll die a death as silent as yours. No! No freaking way that was the ending. No way it ends on that note. Anyway, that was the front yard. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. God, that was depressing. That was... Oh, God, that was incredibly depressing. Frick. I'd say, like, go ahead and, like, watch any of my other videos to, like, cheer yourself back up. But, like, you know what? It's a 50-50. It's a 50-50 whether you're gonna get your heart, like, absolutely destroyed or, like, you know, just having it soar due to the romance and, like, shenanigans that happen. But, hey, just literally watch something else right now. Like, honestly, that was rough. That was a rough ending. And, I am looking forward to whatever else this developer comes up with in the future. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And, as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.